overnight protein Weetabix. So like the last time, you can play around with these. You can swap out the dairy milk for a different type of milk, whatever milk you want to use. I use whey protein. You can use a different type of protein. You can very much chop and change with some of these, okay? I'm also not going to add any toppings to this one, but what I actually like to put on the top of this the next day when it's done is a little bit of fruit and scrunch like a 1 fiber bar over it, but go mad with the toppings. This is just the basic recipe. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to take 2 Weetabixes. And you are going to break them up into bowls. Literally just scrunch them up. It's actually quite therapeutic in a weird way. Also, I'm not making these quick recipes. I'm actually making them follow along recipes because I don't know about you, but I just can't stand ones that I have to screenshot a million times. I just lose interest. I'm like, no, if you make me watch this video 4 times, I have to keep screenshotting it to make it. I'm not doing it. So, old school, follow along recipe. Scrunch up your 2 Weetabix, nice and scrunched. And then what we're going to do is get a little cup, set it on your scales. You can totally wing this. You don't need to measure this if you don't want. It's kind of just enough to cover the Weetabix. But you're talking about 100 mils, I find, with 2 things of Weetabix. Oh my God, I actually got bang on. It's perfect. And I like to use the Cheesecake drops for this one, okay? So I kind of just put in 2 little squirts here. These are the MyProtein Flavdrops, which I just love. I think the next time I put an order in, I'm just going to order every single flavour because the white chocolate ones are amazing. I find the cheesecake ones are nice. Give it a little stir. And then get your Weetabix and just pour it over. And then when it's in there, just squish it all down. Make sure it's kind of covered everywhere. And just push it down at the sides. And then just leave that to one side. And then what you're going to do is you are going to take your second bowl and get your Greek yogurt. And I like to use 100 grams of this. I mean, if you want a bit more of a thicker topping, you could go for like 150. I just find with that bowl I'm using, the 100 just covers it just nicely. So when you have the 100 grams in there, oh, you guessed it, some more Flavdrops go in. You absolutely don't have to use these, but I just find they add the sweetness because this is my overnight cereal milk cheesecake recipe. I made one before with Kinder Bueno protein and it was really, really good as well. And I used the white chocolate drops and that was really good as well. Right, so when you're here, pop the scales back to 0. Once again, like I say, in all these breakfast recipes, people tend to like hold back on throwing a scoop of protein in and they're like, little bit. I'm like, whack a full 30 gram serving in. In this recipe I'm showing you here, this recipe, which is just the base, okay? All of this without putting the toppings on after. It's 350 calories and 41 grams of protein. Most people struggle to get enough protein in at their breakfast. Now my advice here is when you leave this overnight and you have it the next day, put some fruit with it, okay? I always tell my clients, no matter what meal they're having, can you add a portion of fruit and or veg to that meal? So whatever you're topping this with, have some fruit with it, and then go mad with the other toppings. If you're trying to cut, maybe the skinny bars, you can get them in the pound shop and stuff, or Tesco, or if you want to pump the fibre up a little bit, you could have a 1 fibre bar on the top of this. But this is really easy and it takes you like 10 minutes and you can make it the night before, leave it in the fridge. And also, like, if you're going on the go and you're having breakfast on the go, doing this and actually putting it into a lunchbox to bring with you the next day will be really, really handy. Once that's all kind of, it can be kind of hard because you're mixing protein with protein nearly, to get that all mixed without any big chunks. That'll be nice and soft like that. And then you just get your Weetabix again and you literally just layer it on top of it. Just make sure you're kind of eveningly, if that's a word, pushing this around, just so you're going to cover all of the top. And then just literally get your spoon and just shimmy it around so it's covering all of the top. And look, you can just leave it for a couple of hours. It doesn't need to be overnight, but I find like it really soaks in really well and it's really, really hard, like a cheesecake top if you leave it till overnight. What I normally do, pop that in the fridge, leave it there for the next morning, and then I just top it with a little bit of fruit, whatever fruit you want. I think banana would go really nice with this, and maybe one fiber bar. And equally, feel free to swap out different flavors of protein, different flavor Flavdrops, and enjoy.